Yo, what's up, guys? I did a thing over the weekend. I got top 16 at a regional playing Mermail. This was my first event with this deck. I've been very excited to play this deck again. Um, I lost all my dice rolls but one, and this deck was really, really strong going second. But we'll start things off playing. We played 3 Diva. I think it's very important to play this card. I see everybody cutting it, but this deck struggles with consistency issues. Okay, and this card is just a 1 card starter. And even if your opponent stops this card, you have cards like Abyss Shrine, Teus, whatever to help extend past your opponent hand trapping this. Sometimes you just open this card plus 4 hand traps and your opponent stops this card and you have to pass. But that's not the point. This is a 1 card combo. Why would you cut a 1 card combo? We played the 3 Neptibus. This card is the best card in the deck. It is better than Diva now. So even if you open up the prints with Diva, you're going to normal summon the Neptibus just because it sends for cost. And then the 1 for 1. Those are your 1 card starters. Then you got 3 Abyss Teus. I think if you're not playing a high deck count, you definitely play 1 or 2 of this card. But sometimes you open up hands where you don't have ways to Neptibus. So there's a line you can play with Osha, which turns Teus into a 1.5 card combo. So like double Teus is full combo. I think that is very important to play. Now the 3 Pike. Pike paired with Dragoons or the new card Shadow Guard is full combo. But we're also playing the Deep Sea Coelacanth, which is a very important extender, especially if you get shifted or drolled, or if you just get hand trapped to death. The Coelacanth allows you to extend. It's one of the best cards in the deck. I won so many games off the Coelacanth. The next is 3 Abyss Shrine. You want to see this card in your opening hand, especially if you want to extend past cards like Droll and stuff. So it's just nice to open. Played 3 of the FTK, Deep Sea Minstrel. I really think this card could go down to 1 in the main if you choose. I don't think there's a correct answer for that. It's either you play 3 in the main or 1 in the main, 2 in the side. And then you just add the other 2 in. Then we played the 3 Dragoons, the heart and soul of the deck. Then 3 of the new card, Shadow Guard. And then the 1 infantry and 1 gun. And then the man, the brick himself, Coelacanth. Then the Mullen, the 1 of Mullen. The 1 of Osha to do the 1.5 card Teus line is super important. We're playing a lot of 1-ofs in this deck. I've seen some of the other top team profiles. They're not playing as many 1-ofs, but I really think like all of these cards are super important. Especially if you're going into an event like a YCS, what happens that game you win, like game 3, and you're not playing Osha, and you just open the double Teus line, and you have nothing else. Like sometimes you get stuck in really sticky situations, and this card just helps you get out of it. So since we're playing so many bricks, we're playing 50 cards in the main. The 1 of Megalo, I'm seeing everybody cut this card. It is a brick and it sucks. We should talk about it with the equip spell too. So we need to talk about these cards together actually. So everybody's cutting this, and people are like starting to side this. I think that is very incorrect, and you're going to lose some games if you are not playing these. And for the simple fact is, if your opponent drops full loss on you, especially in a high tier event like YCS, and you don't open the out, you're gonna lose. So the line is, you do old Mermail type like things, and you just want to summon this, search this out off Neptibus, summon it from your hand, and then get the negate out. and then you'll search Mullen, and then some of the Mullen makes your opponent neg cards even more, so it puts them on the top deck mode. Um, this does need to be the monster negate though, since most of the current format decks they're searching. Well, their spells are continuous spells, so the equip spell doesn't do too much. The monster negate is probably just a lot better, so that way you can negate the monsters they're searching off the continuous spells. It just makes your situations more playable. That's why I think this is very, very important. Again, another reason why I'm playing a high deck count. Just all the one ofs, but you have to play these cards. I know some of the regional topping lists aren't playing these, and that's okay. But if you're expecting to go into like a YCS or something, you gotta have a plan B. You can't always be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna see the out, Ash, cross out, call by, because you're not always gonna see those cards. So you have to be prepared for the worst. We played the one virtue stream. We don't care about cards like Dark Ruler or Droplets. Um, Even if your board gets Dark Rulered or Dropleted, um, you have this card to pop. You have Abyss Shrine in the Grave to send infantry for a pop. That's 3 pops. And then you're also going to start your crackback turn with like 7, 8 cards in hand, because the double toad add back, so on and so forth. The Abyss Shrine draw. You're just gonna have so much advantage that your opponent is gonna be overwhelmed. So that's that. The one Monster Reborn. This card's insane. It's just part of combo, extender, whatever you need it to be. For the non-engine, we played 3 Furos. Only resolved this card one time. And the time I did resolve it, I didn't get a single draw. Then we played the 3 Ash Blossom. Just standard. You want to ash your opponent's Furos. The 3 Dominus Impulse. This card won me so many games. It's crazy. It's easily by far the best card of the deck. 3 Imperm. And then the 3 Talents. This card was crazy. There was I like this card like more than cross out or call by. For example, I normal summoned Diva. My opponent chained Furos. I ashed it, and then on resolution I activated talents to look at his hand. He had an Ash Blossom, but he got super greedy where he just wanted to use the Furos and get the draw instead off the Diva, and then I just shuffled back the Ash and he scooped immediately. And then for the 50th card, we played Prosperity. I saw this card at an absurd amount, and pretty much every single time I saw this card, it was just game. But that is it from the main deck. We can go over the extra deck now. Let's see. The one Abyss Lacia, the one Zelantis, the one Curl, the one Neptibus King. And then I'm playing something that most people are not, and that is a SP package along with a Enema. I feel like if you're going into a YCS event or something that high, I feel like you need to play cards that help you out boards. I know you get waterlocked in this deck, and these don't always come up, but I still feel like these cards are super important. For example, I had a game where my opponent put a Fenrir in the A&M zone. I normal summon Neptibus, didn't even use the effect. I just linked it off for A&M. I took his Fenrir, and then I had like Teus and Dragoons in hand, I think. No, it was Shadow Guards. I summoned the Teus and then Shadow Guards effect, and then I just blew his board apart from there. But especially if you open up like Diva, you can like normal some of the Diva effect, some of the Prince, use Prince effect, send goons, add add Abyss Shrine, and then goons will add Shadow Guard, and then you can link the Prince off to Anima. Anima take something, and then you can link Anima and Diva off into SP. And then you still have Abyss Shrine and Shadow Guards to keep on playing the game. So like, I don't know. These cards are just crazy. They don't come up all the time, but they do. So I feel like if you're going into an event, definitely play these cards. And then for the XEs, we played the one Virtue Dragon, the one Biscayos, the one Poseidra. Let's see, we played two Totally Awesome for combo, because your main combo is two Toad. The two Bahamut Sharks. The best wallet. This card's insane. This card is straight gas. If you're playing against a deck like Snake Eyes, and you can make this card early on in your turn, like if you lose dice roll, you're probably winning that game. The Torpedo. This is for the Teus Osha combo. If you notice, I am not playing any synchros. I feel like if you're going to take this to a competitive event, you do not need to play any synchros. Synchros are slow. The only synchro I think is worth playing is the Ice Jade one. I feel like everything else is just win more and cute. Because by the time you make your synchro, you're using the Minstrel, in which is going to be late in your combo, and by that time you've probably already won the game. So I'm trying to play more useful cards like these right here, just to help break boards. That is it for the extra deck. And for the side deck, we play the one Shifter, cross out obviously, the Marksman. This card is insane, especially into like decks like Lab and stuff. You can just ditch this for cost. I was play testing one time. I normal summon Nutibus against Lab. They didn't have a response. I sent this for cost. They saw this and they scoop immediately. The one T-War. This is for Tenpai. Here, we'll just go ahead and show it. The 3 Thrust. So against Tenpai, D-Barrier is good and it has more versatility into other matchups. But the problem is that if they shifter you and you don't have the cross out, you may not be able to play through the shifter. Sometimes you can if you have access to Abyss Shrine, but sometimes you don't. So they can kill you on an empty board through D-Barrier. So you want to make sure you live by all means. So that's why I'm playing this card over the D-Barrier. The 3 Evenly. This card is doo-doo. Will not be playing this card in the future. This card will be Retaliating Sea. I tested Retaliating Sea with 20 different test hands for Snake Eyes matchup, whatnot. That card is actually just insane. It's a FTK, and literally you can just make you can normal summon a Dragoons overlay for a Best Oiler, and then use a Best Oiler's effect, detach Dragoons, and then full combo. You can just combo from there. There's so many options. I know it does hurt this deck, but 99% of the time you're able to clear it off yourself by link summoning into an SP or going into an Abyss Roller or so on. So I will be replacing Evenly for Retaliating Sea. Let's see, the 2 Cosmics. This card was for Centurion or just back row type like decks, I guess. Yep, the 1 Call By for going first, and then the 3 Cross Out. I feel like this card is mandatory for pro side. Actually, these 4 are just mandatory in general. But that is it for the main deck. My matchups were Tenpai. I won 2-0. I won that in like 10 minutes. I lost the dice roll. Round 2 is Voiceless Voice. Lost dice roll. I won 2-0. OTK in both games. Broke the board. There's not even any damage written down on this. Then Snake Eyes 2-0. Then Tenpai. I lost this game. Dice lost the match 1-2. The Dominus Impulse game 3 really hurt. And then round 5 is one of the matches I threw. I lost to Snake Eyes 1-2. Played against Josh Kippenberg. This match was very important. I completely broke his full Snake Eyes board with just engine, just straight gas. I also had a Dominus Impulse, which helped, but that was the only non-engine I had. Card's insane. But anyways, I broke his board, and then he couldn't do anything after that. Game 2, I held on to a hand trap for as long as I could. I used it. He thrusted for a DDG. There's no way you're playing through a full Snake Eyes board and DDG. So I just conceded. Game 3, I choked my play line. I opened weird. It's one of those weird hands where you just kind of like had to free ball it. I messed it up some, but that's okay. I still made a half board. He couldn't play through the half board. And then, he made a Typhon. There's like 5 minutes left on the clock. He made a Typhon, and he poked me for some damage. And then he passed, and then all I had to do was, oh yeah, in the end phase, I used the Abyss Rhine to send the Dragoons to search Neptibus for the clapback, and then I drew a card, and then I drew for turn. I normally summoned the Neptibus. I sent the wrong thing off Neptibus. I had easy access to a Megalo OTK for that situation, and he won in time. Unfortunate. We always learn for next time. Round 6, I beat Mimigul 2-1. I won the dice roll. Round 7, I lost the dice roll to Snake Eyes, beat it 2-0, OTK'd in both games. Alright, so I'm going to show you the main combo line I've been focusing on. It's a 1.5 card combo, or technically it's just one card combo, but you just need to discard random cards out of your hand. So that's never an issue. But let's get started. We'll know some of the Neptibus. We will go Neptibus effect. Send the Shadow Guard. Shadow Guard effect will special Pike. We forgot to add a Dragoons. Pike effect will dish Dragoons. And that will search an Abyss Ring. And then Dragoons effect will search a Minstrel. And then you're going to activate Abyss Ring. Send these two. To add Agitation. Then Neptibus effect will trigger. Summon back the Dragoons. You are going to overlay for Bahamut Shark. You are going to activate Bahamut Shark. Summon the Toad. And then Dragoons will trigger. Search Mullen Glacier. Now you're going to activate the Teus. So, if you're at this point in your combo, you pretty much already know you've won the game. The win rate is just absolutely absurd. Yeah, so we go Teus effect. We will search out the gun. And now we can just summon the Mullen. Now we link for Coral Anemone. Also, Mullen is just absolutely broken. One of the most broken cards in the deck. Making your opponent discard 2. Now we go Coral effect. Summon this back. Then you go effect, discard random card out of your hand. It's an Imperm. Now we're going to overlay for Biscayos. Now we're going to overlay for Poseidra. It's pretty much all standard. We'll link off Presidra and Coral for a Neptibus King. We're gonna go Presidra effect, discard the gun. And we're going to summon back the Shadow Guard, the Minstrel, and the Neptibus. I don't know who all does this, but I really utilize the Minstrel effect here. If you ever get into a grind game situation, you always want access to your cards like gun and stuff. So I'm always using the effect here to put back my gun for a follow-up. So we'll go Chainlink 1 to search. We'll go Chainlink 2, mill for cost. And then we'll go here. We kind of need this for combo, so we'll just, because that's kind of a whiff, and at that point you'll just target back the infantry to deck instead of the gun. So you just want to, I just want to show you the actual combo. So we'll activate the gun as Chainlink 3, special bite the pike. Let's see, these are engraved. Now gun will return to the deck. And now we'll overlay these for a Virtue Dragon. Then we'll go the Virtue Dragon effect, or on summon first actually, to search for the trap card. And then we'll go activate the effect to add back. You want to add back Shadow Guard specifically here. Oh wait, forgot to add off the Neptibus. Alright, yeah, so. And then you want to activate the equip. Special about the Dragoons. And then you want to overlay with the Bahamut Shark. And then you want to go Bahamut Shark effect. Summon out the second Toad. And then you're going to go Dragoons effect to add the infantry. And then you're going to link off the Bahamut Shark and the Virtue Dragon for Bislicio. I like the key, and then we'll set the Virtue Stream. So this was like the end board I was ending on. The reason I left the Neptibus is for always follow up, just in case something happens, because you never know what's gonna happen, right? Excuse me. So I liked either using this for Virtue Stream or having it for follow up. Now during your opponent's turn, I've been doing this thing where your opponent activates ignition field spell, right? Or I don't know, something like that. You can just go Bislicio, discard the Shadow Squad to add the Teus Shadow Squad effect. We'll summon another pike from your deck. We're gonna go pike effect. Discard the infantry. Now we can search our Abyss Gun again. You can add Abyss Gun here if you want to send her off the Abyss Shrine to get a revive, which is kind of cool. But here we normally just search the follow-up. Yeah, the other Abyss Shrine. And then, of course, the infantry is going to trigger. But you're giving yourself extra follow-up. You're creating yourself a custom hand. You say if your opponent does Dark Ruler you or Droplets you or anything of that sort, if you Toad negate something, now you can just add back infantry. And now you can go Abyss Shrine effect. Banish. Send this. Now you get a draw. And then you get another pop. And then if they out your Toad, or if you negate something, you just add back. Kind of like, like a Dragoons or something. And then if they out this, you're getting another search. And then if they out this, let's see, you get a free revive, so you can revive back Toad. And you get a free dump, like off Dragoons, and get another search. So you're starting with so much. I'm just trying to find the most optimized way to play the deck. And then making the layered interruptions with Abyss Lacia is insane. I really, really like this card. It's probably one of my favorite cards in the extra deck just because of how much it can do on your opponent's turn. It makes everything float. Alright, so I'm going to show you this other combo line. It's one of the lines that help me break boards. It's very simple. So you'll just start off with a Diva. Your opponent doesn't always stop this. Then we'll summon the Naptibus. The Naptibus here will send Dragoons to add Abyss Shrine. And then Dragoons will add the Shadow Squad. Alright, so the Naptibus will add the Shadow Squad, and then the Dragoons will never mind. So here we will link off. For Anima. And then you can link these two off for SP. Now you can go SP effect to banish something. And now this is just like a potential threat for your opponent. And then you can just activate this, right? And now you can pretty much do whatever you want here. You can summon like the Coelacanth off Abyss Shrine, right? Shadow Squad effect. Can special out Dragoons. And then you can go Coelacanth effect. Summon out 3 Pike. Because with Coelacanth, you can just discard whatever you want out of your hand to get this effect. And now you got level 4 bodies on board. There's just so much you can do. No, is this always going to resolve? Is it always going to work? No, probably not. But you want to like just make your chances best of help break him aboard. Like, and these are really strong tools. Like your opponent gets thrown off sometimes. People have been letting the Diva resolve for some reason. They don't always stop it. You never know it can come up, and you always just want to increase your chances of being able to win games. There have been so many times where like, man, I wish I had these cards in my extra deck. I could really win the game here if I did. They also make good prosperity targets since you don't always go into these cards, right? So there's just so much here. Like I said, I want to create the most optimized deck that we can. All right, so I won 2 games because of this scenario during the regional. I got my opponent had the full loss, and I somewhat play this anti-full loss line that makes your opponent neg anymore. It's the plan B. For when your opponent has this and you have no cross out or call by, I feel like every deck should have a plan B. You can't rely on those cards if you want to win. I keep seeing people comment, you just need to play those, Megalos of Brick, so on and so forth. But you're not always going to draw them. You want to increase your chances of being able to win by every percentage that you can. And this is how we do it. So let's say we open, some waters in our hand. Like we got a Neptibus, Dragoons, Abyss Ryanteus, the common extenders. And let's say we open one of our non-engine cards. Alright. So like we can normal summon the Neptibus. And instead of sending Shadow Guards, we're going to send Dragoons. Then we'll add a card like Dragoons. Dragoons effect. We're going to search the brick nobody's playing anymore and they're cutting. But and this is very important. And then you can like activate Teus, discard Dragoons, and now you can search for a card like Abyss Shrine if you don't have it, or so on and so forth. I'm actually looking for Abyss Gund. There she is. Alright, so there's no like certain line for this. You just work with what you have, kind of thing. Now Dragoon's effect will search for the Mullen Glacio. Right. And now you can like activate Abyss Rind, send the Noctibus. Right. And then you can search Maglo or Teus or whatever. Like just whatever you need. And then Noctibus will trigger special back one of the Dragoons, and then you can like activate Megalo, get the pitch the Dragoons and the Teus to search. Here's where you want the monster negate, because like I said, most of the good spell cards and the best decks are continuous spells, and normally those continuous spells are searching for a monster. So I think it's better just to negate the monster. Those cards are searching. But I didn't have access to it, so I had to play the spell negate. Spell negate's still better than nothing. You can activate Dragoons here. To grab heavy infantry, right? And now you got 5 Waters Engraved. That's the main part, is being able to, kind of just play around, figure it out. Make sure you get 5 Waters in the grave, and get access to Megalo. And now you summon the Mullen effect. You rip 2 cards out of your opponent's hand. So now they only have 2 cards in their hand, right? They only have 2 cards in their hand. And you have a pop, and you have some kind of interruption. So let's make this your opponent's hand, right? So this is their hand. They activate Fluoros, right? And then you activate Mullen Glacia. Now they're down 2 cards into their hand. The negate makes it 1 card in hand. And then, they get a draw for turn, right? So, technically 2 left. You can, like, talents them. That's another card gone, technically. So they're technically only playing with 1 card. Or, Dominus Impulse and Perm. So I feel like playing it like this is one of the safest ways going into a big event. You can't rely on opening the cross out, the call by, so on and so forth. But this is it for the profile. I wanted to go into detail about a lot of things, and sub to the channel.